Noble Gold. Real assets. Real value. Your wealth protected.
Hi guys, and welcome back, Anna Rodgers. It's lovely to see you. How are you?
I'm really good. It's always lovely to see you.
It's lovely to see you too, and most of my audience will know Anna as the face of Touchstone. Touchstone is a supplement that we've been involved with now for 4 years, and the reason we know it's good is because our audience have consistently reordered over many, many years. And that tells you if something works or doesn't work. And I know that with the green juice, which I tried 4 years ago, that I absolutely love it. It's got so much goodness in it and it works. And there are so many different things that work within the Touchstone group, the Touchstone package. And we're coming up to what's known as Black Friday.
Yep.
Black Friday means that you can get it as an introduction cheaper. And that today is what we're going to talk about to bring you to Touchstone. And I would urge you to have a look at it, make your own judgment. So welcome, Anna.
Yes, the Black Friday special, it actually, I think it goes till December. It's quite a long time. It's 30% off any amount that you buy, which is quite a big chunk. And we'll put the code below that you need to put into the website. But yeah, I've been with them for 14 years and I'm just constantly impressed with the new products they bring out. Just last week, we launched a special on the Detox pack, which is the 2 types of zeolite that you can now get with the Parashield, which is the amazing organic liquid that contains black walnut hull, cloves and sweet wormwood, and ginger and a couple of other things. And I don't know if everyone has heard of this book by Hulda Clark. She was a pioneer, probably I think in the 80s. She was, alive still and talking about this subject. But that book is incredible, where she found with her research, and she was a proper doctor, that there's 2 things behind most disease. It's the toxins and the parasites. And when you address both, you can find that things will clear up very quickly. And it's what we're seeing. When the Detox pack went viral online, we've had loads of mums with kids with speech delay and autism who knew that something wasn't right with their kids, weren't getting any help from doctors, and then they tried the Detox pack. They took video of their kids before and after, and they were able to show people that in some cases the kids started speaking in like 3 or 4 days, which was amazing to see. And we get testimonials like that all the time. But what the mums also noticed was that when the kids, if they were in nappies, when they'd take the Detox pack, the mums would find worms in their nappies. And then it makes you realize that the parasites hold on to heavy metals. They kind of, they like them. They will go and find them in your body and grab onto them, which some would say, well, maybe they're trying to protect you from it. But, they're still in your body. And that's why you do need to, you'll never get rid of all the parasites. I do regular cleanses all the time and I still have them come out. Sorry, too much information. But yeah, we're finding that people are clearing up so many different health issues when they address the toxins and the parasites. But you have to do a parasite cleanse properly. I've made the mistake of dealing with the parasites with my daughter, Lola, who has all these little spots on her arm and on her back. And it's not acne. They're really strange. And when I put her on, this is before I really knew about the connection between heavy metals and parasites. I was just dealing with the parasites. The skin cleared up, but then 3 months later, the skin problem came back with a vengeance, even worse than before. So that's where I made the mistake of not doing the heavy metal cleanse at the same time, because the parasites will die, but they excrete everything they've got in their bodies, which is the heavy metals again and ammonia. So you really have to do it right, which is why Touchstone have brought out this pack with the Parashield and the Detox pack. But, as you know, you go to Thailand every year and do cleanses and fasts. The more I look into this subject with toxins, I mean, there's new information coming out every day with how toxic things are. There's a lady called Mummovation who takes popular brands of products and then tests them for heavy metals. And recently she did a study on was top olive oil brands, and it was shocking to see what's in them, like huge levels of I can never say it properly, phthalates. It's PHLATES. And she showed how so many of them had really high levels, and those are chemicals that affect your fertility. And most of us have lots of olive oil, and it's more, those chemicals are more harmful for men because they reduce your testosterone levels. And all the studies that they're doing on men's testosterone is really disturbing. I think the levels have dropped by 50%. And that's a really bad thing for society, because we need more than ever strong, tough men to protect their families, to stand up for what's right in society. So the more I look into this subject, the more I realise, and there's a book I've got here called Detoxify or Die, which is a really shocking title, but it is true. It is true. There was a doctor who passed away a few years ago, and his book also basically said that, all the diseases that he's looked into, one of the main components of the cause of that is the array of heavy metals, and they're everywhere, and we'll never be able to be away from them all. The chemical companies just keep producing more and more chemicals every year. They might take one off the market and you think, oh, yay, that's good, they've done something about that. But in the meantime, and usually it takes 20 years for something to be removed, in the meantime, they've probably brought out, 100 new versions of that chemical. For example, plastics, now they advertise, BPA free. But have they done a study on the new chemical replacing the BPA to prove to us that that new addition is safe? No, because no one's making them do that. So, I think, yes, you need to try and eat organic, have filtered water, be as pure as possible. But, right now, sitting in my room, I'm breathing in dust particles from outside that have chemtrails in it. There's off-gassing from my computer that has plastic. You really can't escape it. We do live in a toxic soup, and it's why I love Touchstone, because their product is just fantastic. They're not like every other zeolite. There's loads of companies out there now selling zeolite, but I don't know of any other company that actually cleans their zeolite and removes the toxins and then shows you the lab report. I don't know of anyone else that does that.
I think probably the important thing from our point of view is the fact that we've now tried and tested you for 4 years. And we know that we live in a world where chemtrails exist, where they spray stuff inside aeroplanes. There's an awful lot of stuff out there that is causing us damage. My wife eats an incredibly healthy diet, incredibly healthy. She's very, very, very healthy in her diet. She's a former gymnast. And yet when we go to Thailand for a 10-day detox, unlike me, she likes to see what they're cleaning out. And she said, oh, there's
do.
worms in it. I said, no, they're parasites. And she was like, really? And you're absolutely right. There was parasites everywhere. And parasites are the cause of virtually every illness known to man.
Yeah.
Whether it's cancer, whether it's polio, whether it's autism, whatever it is, it's all parasites. And it's working out what parasites are there and working out how you can clean it. And with zeolite, it is the first choice. It's the first option to remove the bad parasites in your body.
And there's so many different types. That's when I did research into this, I was really shocked at how many we have living in us and where they end up in your body. And in Hulda Clark's book, she was saying you can even get them in your eyes. And then we've had some people that will actually spray PBX up their nose. And one of the influencers we've got, she had a worm come out of her nose, and luckily she kept it and took a photo of it, but you could see that it was a worm. And it's like that was in her nose, which means they can get into your brain. They've done like MRI studies on people and seen the little white specks in the brain. Same with anywhere in lungs.
You're right about parasites getting everywhere, because they even get into government.
They're the worst parasites,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can get rid of them with zeolite.
Well, that and things like the black walnut, the wormwood cloves is amazing. You know, it's in I've actually run out of it, but the Parashield has that in it. And you can also get clove from the supermarket, obviously organic if you can. You can make a tea out of it and get like 3 tablespoons of the cloves, boil water, let it sit overnight, and then just sip on that. And I've seen a video of parasites in a petri dish, and then the cloves have been added to it, and you can see them immediately die. But here's the thing with treating parasites, because there's so many types. It's very common to have the roundworms, the pinworms, the tapeworms. There's even a sexually transmitted parasite called trichomonas or something like that. But you need to take like a multi-spectrum supplement that is going to attack all the different types. Because if you're just taking, say, just cloves, you know, that might be really good at killing roundworms and not so good at getting rid of tapeworms. So this is why Touchstone have made their formula, because it deals with the main types of parasites. And some people probably watching this have never ever done a parasite cleanse in your life. Or gut health, sometimes if you're quite fragile and your gut health is bad, that doing these suppositories are good. So now I sometimes do enemas and I add in a few sprays of PBX, because PBX and the other zeolite, the drops, work very well in water. You know, you actually need water in the body for zeolite to work. So if anyone does any enemas out there, I can highly recommend just adding 3 or 4 sprays of PBX, let it stay up there for like 20 minutes and then get rid of it. That can make a big difference with, you know, a deeper detox. And then the other problem we've got, which I'm sure you've talked about a lot in your shows, is the spike protein issue. You know, we've all been poisoned, whether we've had the shots or not. And I know you haven't, I know I haven't. But the studies that they've done, people's blood is contaminated by being around people who have had the shots. You know, you think about when you go out in public, to the supermarkets, restaurants, wherever there's other people, you know, we're the ones that didn't do it, but probably 90% of the world did do it. The spike proteins are very deadly. They end up in all different parts of your body. Obviously, the worst part is the clots that they form in people. But I even have my girls on the enzymes by Touchstone. They have a product called Natto Clear. It used to be called Green Energy.
Yeah.
And its formula is stronger than the wellness company's formula, which was the first person that kind of started speaking about this cure, so to speak, for the spike protein issue was Dr. Peter McCullough, who we know a lot now because he was brave enough to start talking about this. But the formula he's got has got the bromelain, the green tea, the turmeric, and the nattokinase in it. But the serving size of what's in his supplement is very small compared to our supplement. So you could literally buy one bottle of Natto Clear from Touchstone and take it yourself, because the serving size is 2 capsules a day. But you could take one yourself and give one to your partner, one to your child, and you'd still both be taking something stronger than the wellness company. So I think that's one of our best supplements. One of my friends, her mum was damaged by the COVID shot. She's been feeling terrible, no energy, really depressed. My friend got her on the Natto Clear, and within 2 weeks, she felt so much better. And now the daughter actually talks about Touchstone on her social media because she could see such a big difference in her mum. And as I said, I've got my kids on it because as an adult, we always worry about our own health. And I guess we think, well, they're healthy, they're young, they've got, years ahead of them. But really, they are so small compared to us that they are facing more toxicity than us because they're so small. So it's like you have to look after yourself and your kids as well. I send my girls to school with, I fill up their water bottles. I put in the fulvic minerals and some zeolite drops every day so that I know that during the day they're at least taking something that helps remove as many toxins as possible. Because even though we live in Costa Rica and there's loads of trees everywhere, this country has the largest amount of pesticide use for its size, and it's shocking. So there's glyphosate everywhere. So we have to take our detoxing seriously, and parasites, because we have a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables, which we're lucky to be able to get, but parasites are on them. I've got pets. In fact, in this book that Hulda Clark wrote, she basically said, if you don't want to have parasites, get rid of your pets. She's like, they just harbour. And we're not going to. We've got 2 dogs. We love them. But again, it's like it's more focus on these cleansers. And, people that are really into their health, they'll do these parasite cleanses 3 times a year. And it's not for just a week. Best way to do it, so the one we recommend with the Parashield, is you take the Parashield for 21 days, morning and night, have a break for a week, and then do that 21 days again, and then have another week's break and do it again to get all of the life cycles, because it's really disgusting when you look into it. But some of the parasites, when they have babies, they have 2,000-3,000 eggs. They lay 2,000 or 3,000 eggs in your body. So, and if your microbiome is, if they like your microbiome, then they just go on a feeding frenzy and have loads of babies. And it's disgusting. I don't know, have you ever looked at some of the parasites up close? Have you ever seen any photographs of them? They look like demons. They really look like something out of a horror movie. It's so frightening. I showed my kids and they screamed. They were like, oh. So
no, I've been going through this now for 25 years when it comes to going for detoxes, and 25 years and up until probably 23 or 4 years ago, I used to look at what was coming out of my body. Now I know what comes out. My wife is fascinated because it's only the first 2 years. but I know what comes out, and I'm fully aware. It doesn't matter if you live in Costa Rica or the Costa del Sol or London or New York. There's a lot of bad stuff in the air. Doesn't matter where
Yeah.
you are. The truth is that
Exactly.
we live in a world where they're not just spraying stuff. It's even the simple things like AdBlue that's put into diesel cars. Not good for you. Not good for you. It's bad for you, but it's all out there. So you can live like a hermit, or you can get out and about and live life, but defend yourself against it.
Exactly.
I would urge everyone to enjoy life, enjoy the fresh air, even though it's not very fresh, but get out there.
Yeah.
But also, it's like when you go to battle. You know you're going into battle, take a sword with you, take a shield with you, protect yourself. Common sense, nothing more than that. And the experience that we've had over the last 4 years with Touchstone has encouraged us to continue this journey because we've helped so many people. And it's your chance today to help yourself so that you can go out and enjoy the outdoors, even though the people out there are trying to contaminate it. Don't let them win. Don't lock yourself inside. Protect yourself, go outside, but know that when you go out, you're protecting yourself. You can't live like a hermit. That's what they want you to do. Lock yourself in, lockdown, 15-minute cities. They would love to lock you down. Don't fall for that. Have your freedom, but go out protected against what they're trying to as Anna has rightly said. The link is down below, and the website is charliewardshow.thegoodinside.com. I'll share the link with you, and I'll share the discount code, because getting 30% off with the Black Friday deal is extremely good, and it's your way into testing this out for yourself. And I would urge you to try it and make your own judgment. Don't take my word for it. I know after 4 years and hundreds, if not thousands, of people who've done this through us and have benefited from it. But we see it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I would encourage every single one of you to try this. We've got people who've tried it and it's worked. As I said, the link is down below. The code is down below. Try it out for yourself. It's very, very beneficial, and improve your quality of life by using a little bit of common sense.
Amazing.
Thank you very much, Anna. Noble Gold. Real assets. Real value. Your wealth protected.